Hey guys, to declare the glory. I kind of got a message. You know, I see a lot of people, and I'm at fault too. That it really kind of comes down on the Masons because they have this uh, plan or whatever out there. But you know, we've all been lied to, and that included. I mean, if you take any kind of religion or indoctrination program, the idea is to keep people in the dark. You start out and you work through levels. There's this idea or concept that they have that everybody's ignorant. You're just dumb. you know I mean, first of all, I wouldn't even want to be a part of something that told me I was just blind and stupid. And, and they've got all the answers for me. But anyway, you know a lot of people believe this. They believe that you know they start out in order to be somebody, because that's what it's all about in this world, is be somebody. But we're all from God, and we are somebody. But that's the lie that we live in this world, is that we're nobody, and we have to rise to be somebody. Well, the problem is that we already are somebody, and we don't have to rise anywhere. We just got to stop believing the lies that we're told, that you're not important, you're not special, you're not anybody. uh, and the idea that there's somebody out there, and there is, and his name's Jesus Christ. uh, but there's somebody else out there, or a group, or anything out there that has all the answers to life, that we live in. But it start anyway, to get back to the point. The whole thing is you're told that you're stupid, you're ignorant, you don't know anything, you can't see this invisible world. This you know the whole idea behind art and everything is to be able to represent this unseen knowledge that exists in the world. And it's everywhere. Anybody knows that. Well, not everybody, I guess, but um, it starts out as a lie, and you work through steps in the Masonic program, or a lot of other programs. And the main concept or precept of it is that you're ignorant, you're dumb, and you've got to work through levels in order to gain this knowledge or whatever. And you're intentionally kept in the dark as you rise up through the ranks, and slowly you're exposed to this uh, secret wisdom of life, and getting ahead in this world. you know there are a lot of ways to get ahead in this world. And you can do it through deceit and lying and murder and cheating, and for the good and betterment of mankind, if you want, or whatever. Or you could just be good. Because the bottom line of it is that none of us leave this world alive. And you can make a name for yourself, sure, and have your name, you have a great big old headstone at the end of your life, with all kinds of triangles and circles and optometry stuff on it if you want. I mean, what are you going to build? An empire of what? It's like Johnny Cash said, your empire of dirt, ashes to ashes. We all, uh, the physical part of us comes from the dirt, the ground, the dust, the ashes. The Bible tells us that. But the spiritual part of it comes from God. And I mean, what an awesome lie if you can take somebody's spirit and break it and mold it and shape it. Uh, God, in the Bible says that He's the potter. But we do have a choice that we can be our own potter. We can mold ourselves and shape ourselves or whatever. But I've got imperfect hands, so if I want to be the potter of my own life, I'm going to end up with some kind of nasty ass ashtray at the end of my life. And I mean that literally, because I'm still working on the smoking thing. But the thing of it is, if we let God mold us and be let Him be the potter, as to say, the architect of our life, And that's the thing. A lot of Masons, they start off, they go through this indoctrination. You're dumb. We're going to make you smarter. You rise through the ranks or whatever. And you know, I forgot what I was going to say. Uh, anyway, the architect, that's what it was. The architectural thing, like builders. Um, it's really about building themselves up and tearing other people down. God's about building ourselves up and building up all his children, and we all are. But you know what? We can deceive people and get them to believe that they're worthless and useless and nobody or whatever. That's great. Then Satan's accomplished his job. But you know what? If we can build people up and we can uh, build ourselves up, and then we actually become utensils for the Most High, Jehovah, Yahweh, Yah, the creator of all, and we can do that because of the example of his son, Jesus Christ, that he sent into the world to die for us. And he showed us this example in his life that we can live by and learn from. And he gave us the testimony, that he died, he was resurrected in 3 days to say that we can overcome life. Now, we could believe that as a race or a person or whatever, we can overcome death and create all kinds of technologies to do this with, or we can realize that Jesus already showed us the resurrection. It's possible. Lazarus. We got old Testament witnesses of the resurrection and that. But that's beside the point. This is the game that we're playing, the game of life. We live in it, and we are the players. We're the participants. And we can believe the lie that we're told that we're worthless, useless, nobody or whatever, that the world and other people that live in it will tell us. Or we can believe the truth of the Bible, that we are all very important and that we belong to God. But there is only one way to get to God, and that's by using Jesus as the example. And the main theme of the Bible is love. I've always tried to live my life in love, and the one thing that's really moved me is truth. I wanted to get to the bottom of life and the truth that we live in. And I think it's very important that we seek the truth, because you know what? If we're not, then we're living the lie. Living the lie that life is every day work and grind and go. And, we're living to die. We get up, we're born to die. Um, we are, but you know what? We're not appointed to death, because when we get up every day, if we believe in God, then we're occupying and redeeming the time. We're living our life in love and happiness and peace, and we can get that through Jesus Christ. That example. But the beginning of knowledge is the fear of God, and that's the beginning of life. Is that when we realize that. Um, you know, if we're fearful of God, then we're trying to please him, which means we're trying to do good, which means that when we're trying to do good, we are doing good in our own lives. And that it's this big effect that it has on everybody. Imagine a world where people were building each other up instead of tearing each other down, and people were becoming awesome instead of dead and lifeless and zombies or whatever, and that's the thing. But anyway, I just want to ask everybody to pray for, if they have people that are in the Masons and that they come out of it, that they realize, they've been lied to. And, there's no fear in the Lord, and there's no hatred. And maybe the people at the top have really bad plans, and there's a lot of people in the organization that aren't aware that they they belong to God, and they need to just turn their life over to God and trust him and realize that he's going to take care of them. That this big lie, the big plan or whatever, it's just that. It's a plan from man. It's a plan from the beast system. It's a plan from some kind of AI mind that, doesn't have our best interest in mind. And, whatever, but, love and peace and truth. And, I ask everybody, just pray over everything that I say, and turn it over to the Lord and find out, we should do that with everybody. we want to know what the truth is. Well, seek the truth.